Good morning, everybody. Okay, so today I just wanted to give you guys an update about my Juki TL2000Qi. Her name is Artemisia. And I know I haven't done any kind of an update since I did my unboxing. I've had a few personal things going on. I've been pretty busy. I have been sewing a little bit. For about a month, I actually was not sewing. I didn't get, I would say, I know it's been quite a while, but I didn't get enough practice, the practice that I wanted on this machine in order to give a good update for you guys. So the biggest thing about this is understanding that this is a semi-industrial sewing machine, and it is a little bit different than a regular sewing machine. I've owned a few regular sewing machines, and there is a learning curve from going from a regular sewing machine to a semi-industrial one. And one of the things that I struggled with, and this is something that I read before I bought this machine too, but of course I'm just like, yeah, I'll get it. That's my attitude. And I usually do, but it's still a pain in the butt, you know? So one of the things that I knew was an issue with this one was getting the tension correct. And I've spent so many hours trying to figure out the tension. It was, you know, usually when you open a regular sewing machine, you just open it up and it's pretty much ready to sew. You don't need to fidget with it that much. But this one, it was not really the case. It was a pain in the butt. And you have a few different types of thread that you can use, weights and types, cotton, polyester, nylon, or different weights of thread that you can use. And the tension, you may need to adjust it depending on the weight of thread that you're using and the fabric type that you're using. So yeah, it's, you know, you have to kind of learn these things, and I'm still in the process of learning. I bought this type of machine, a semi-industrial, because I was having problems with my Singer trying to sew my masks. Well, this one, with the learning curve, you know, I was trying to expedite the process of my sewing, my mask sewing, and the learning curve slowed me down with this one. This is my girlfriend's mask, actually, that I made for her. She wrote a poem and got it copyrighted, and I made it. This is my test sew out though, so it's not like a permanent one. One of the problems, the biggest problem I have when sewing these masks, I use very thick fabrics, different kinds of fabrics, whether it be suede, leather, canvas, and I have an issue when it gets down to these edges and you're folding them in. The fabric is very thick right here. So usually I have a problem right here, and this sewing machine actually sews through it just fine. But the thread, this T69 thread, this is the thread that I'm using, this yellow one, and this black one here is weight T69. That is used for heavier fabrics like upholstery and denim and leather and things like that. Was giving me a lot of problems, with the nesting in the back. And I kind of figured it was really happening mostly with this black one. I just did this one and had no problems with it, really. I had a little issue up here in the front though. But as far as the nesting in the back, zero issues with this yellow one. Same weight, same company. Usually with the lighter threads, this is your regular standard thread that you can just buy like at the store, at Walmart or whatever. Or where's the other one? Embroidery thread. If I'm using embroidery thread too, which I find is a little bit thicker than your standard thread, I did not have any issues sewing on the outer layer. But I actually don't want to use those threads because they're not as strong as I want them to be for the thickness of the mask. So I wanted to use the heavier thread. So, you know, although I pretty much got the tension down with these standard threads, I was having difficulty with the heavier thread. And I think I'm catching on to getting it to work a lot better. But I kind of think it might have been this thread, the quality of the thread, because it is just a constant issue with the nesting underneath on the underside of the mask. And it was kind of strange because it was really only happening when I do my masks on with some of the, well, this one, the black one. But when I use these standard threads, it was perfectly fine. Usually when I used different colors on the backside, I didn't really have too many problems. When I used when I sewed together other heavier fabrics, like that were not masks, that were towels or suede, when I was sewing those together using the Tex 69 thread, it was not an issue either. I was only having the issue with the back of the masks, and really mostly with one thread. A couple of times with the other threads, but I felt like it might have just been the thread maybe, and my own user error. Use the error, I'm the error. So there is user error when you're learning how to use new machines, which was the same situation with my commercial embroidery machine. That learning curve was killer, and now, you know, it's not really an issue. I pretty much know what to do. It's working out just fine, and in time I know that I will get this machine down and it will be the same thing. I will know exactly what to do with it. So far, I mostly like the machine. There are some things that I don't like, which is the thread cutter. I'm not a fan of the thread cutter because you cannot really use the thread cutter with thicker weights. Now, if anybody in my Juki groups disagrees and there is something that I'm doing wrong, let me know. But with like the Tex 9 or the Tex 69 thread, like I mean, if you use that thread cutter, it nests up in the bottom and you can't, it'll kind of, what is that? Stall your machine or lock it up. So you can't sew, and you kind of sometimes have to take the little plate off and tweeze those threads out. Another thing that I don't like about this is the back thread cutter. Like sometimes when you're sewing, there is a back, let me see, I'll take it off. I purchased one of these. I think it was, I'll link it down below. It was $25 to stop this from cutting. Like you put your foot on there accidentally and it'll cut the thread when you're in the middle of sewing, and it just, again, like causes a problem. See, like it's a thread cutter when you, there you go again. And when it kept accidentally cutting my thread when I was sewing, so I got so frustrated by it. I was looking to see if I can purchase another foot pedal for this, and you couldn't. And so I found this little gadget that kind of, it seems like it's 99% solved the problem. I think I've had it go off still a few times, but it's not really an issue anymore. But yeah, that's another thing I don't like. And so 3 things I don't like about the machine is learning how to use a tension. But once you got it, the machine is a beast. Like, she can pretty much get through anything, really, except having a little bit difficulty with my mask. But I think that's me, and I think I need to learn how to use a tension a little bit better. 2 is the cutter, the automatic cutter, not being able to use that on thicker threads. And then the back cutter, the automatic on the foot pedal, I don't like that. Oh, and I think that's actually it. I mean, that's, yeah, the 2 cutters on the foot pedals and then the tension. That's it as far as the cons. Some of you may not have a problem with the cons. I kind of don't like the cons. I'm gonna see how she works out for me, like over the next few months, see how I warm up to her. But yeah, that's about it. I hope that this has helped. I'm gonna do a little demonstration of how I did a tension adjustment, and I would like to get some assistance from the members in the Juki groups. If you can give me a little advice, some guidance, some tips, tricks, things like that. I'm always open to learning. I'm also a beginner, and I'm learning. Now, I'm not a beginner in sewing actually, but I'm a beginner with this using this type of machine, so I don't know it yet, and I'd like to learn a lot more. So if you can just leave all your tips and advice down in the comments, that would be great. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy your day. Mwah. Okay, so what I am doing now is I am going to show you how I check the tension. I was checking the tension on my Juki. So I am actually going to ask for some guidance from my Juki group members, Facebook group members. I'm going to do this soul test out, and I want you to tell me whether or not the tension is good. I'm using Tex 69 weight thread in the bobbin and up top. So whatever thread you're using, you can check the tension this way, whether it's a lighter thread or a heavier thread or a cotton thread or a polyester thread, or if you want to check the tension on the type of fabric that you're using, that may be something that you need to do too. But I'm going to go ahead and do this and show you how I do the tension test. And what I'm doing actually before I even start is I have a dark fabric, so you want to be able to see the thread on the fabric. So I'm using a yellow up top and a green thread on the bottom. And actually, let me go ahead and pick up that bobbin thread because I forgot to do that. So picking up the bobbin thread, and let's get this party started. I increase my stitch length to about 3 1/4. So okay, so one thing that I am a little uncomfortable with this machine, or that I don't like about it, let me just be blunt, is that when you're using these thicker threads, you cannot use the automatic thread cutter because it will just lock up your machine. So I don't know why it doesn't work. If you're using the thinner threads, it works fine, but once you try to use this thread cutter on the thicker material, or not material, thicker threads, it it kind of creates a problem. You can't continue to sew it. It just jams up for some reason. So I'm not even going to do that, which is unfortunate for this machine. That's something that I don't like about it. Maybe I'm the problem and doing something wrong. Okay, see, so I'm looking at my thread on this fabric, and it looks good to me. You can see that I'm using one layer of fabric, and you can see that let me see if I can get this a little bit better. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see a little bit of yellow bobbin showing through on the top. The threading looks fine, but you can also see some green bobbin showing through on the top on the other side. So from what I understand, that is supposed to be a balanced tension. So if you guys in the group think that that is correct, or if it's wrong, please let me know. Let me know that. I would like to know. But okay, that's it. Okay, so, and if you do need to adjust your tension, which you probably need to on this machine, this is your tension knob. If you want a tighter tension, you're going to turn it to the right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. If you want less tension, I just screwed up my tension, but it's okay, I'll figure it out. Again, you're going to turn to the left, and it'll give you looser tension. Mine usually stays, let's see if I can get that to focus. For the Tex 9 thread, the Tex 69 thread, it usually stays at about a little above 3. I'll probably post a picture because I'm not sure the video is doing a very good job at capturing exactly where it's at. And then if you need to adjust your bobbin is down here. Oops, well, hello, I need to lift that needle up first so you can release your bobbin. And there is a screw. Is it getting it? Oh. Focus. Well, this screw right here, you have 2 screws. This is the one that you're going to take your little screwdriver, and you want to do small small movements here. If you you're tightening it, you're moving it to the right. And if you're loosening it, you're moving the screw to the left. You want to make small adjustments when you're messing with the tension on this bobbin. So that's all you do to adjust your tension. And what I did for hours and hours is I adjusted the bottom, then I adjusted the top, just adjusted the bottom, and then I kept doing that back and forth, like trying to get the right tension. And you may have to do that in the beginning. But yeah, that's the way that you're going to adjust tension for both bottom and top. And I will probably go ahead and link a video about how to actually properly adjust your tension. I'm pretty sure I'm not certified to do that, but I'll go ahead and link that down below. Once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.